welcome to another Overwatch beta quick guide here. Today we're going to be taking a look at Symmetra, another one in our healer support lineup. And as with all of these Overwatch beta guides, these quick guides specifically, I like to go ahead and highlight the fact that Overwatch is a game that is meant to be played switching your character according to the situation at hand, whether that be your enemy team, your friendly team, the map, or any advantages or disadvantages that you can push or strengthen to help your team achieve victory. This game is all about counters. And as such, I do all these quick guides in the practice range because I want to go ahead and highlight the practice range, being that it's a very cool area that you can go into and try out different heroes, see how abilities work, test things, theories out by yourself. And because I want to go ahead and when I'm actually doing games, I'm going to be switching characters and kind of highlighting that aspect of Overwatch. That's what I think is going to make it very refreshing and every single match feel different. Now, with that being said, today we are taking a look at Symmetra. She is a support, but she's not really a healer. I'll go ahead and explain how that works. Her ultimate is a teleporter. She deploys a teleporter in a set location that will allow up to, I think, 5 people to go through and show up wherever you put the teleporter at. The whole point of this is if you're on an attacking or defending side, you can set up a teleporter in a strategic position that allows your friendly team to immediately be able to port from the area they spawn in, because the teleporter you enter automatically spawns in the realm the little room where you come back to life in. So the spawn point, there's a teleporter there, and it connects to wherever you set up your teleporter. So that way you can get people who have died to come back very quickly, but it does have a limited number of uses, and once those uses are done, your teleporter disappears and you start charging your ultimate again. Now, her secondary ability is a photon shield. She's basically able to cast a shield on everyone that gives them about 50 extra health that regenerates. And basically, it's just a nice little extra buffer for all your characters on your team to have that little bit of health extra to make sure that they can't be like one shot sniped by Widowmaker in the body, like for example Tracers and Genjis, things like that. And it will regenerate itself, but again, it's not really healing that she provides, it's just a little extra buffer. And then she's able to put down turrets with her shift ability. She can have up to 6 turrets. They don't do a lot of damage. They also slow. But if all of them are focused on one person, that person will melt. And let me tell you from experience, they're annoying as hell to have to go up against, especially when she sets up her little nest. You just have to be very careful about them. And as a Symmetra user, you have to make sure that you're placing them in an area that doesn't make them able to be blown up just immediately. If you put them, for example, on a payload, and then there's all this kind of crazy fighting happening around a payload, one Reinhardt could come in with his hammer and smash all your turrets in one swing. You don't want to set them up like that. You want to set yourself up for success, not failure. And then her gun is a photon projector. It has 2 different shooting, styles. Her left click is a short, very, very, very short beam that increases in damage as you have it on someone. When it's fully charged up, you're just going to eat people alive. But while it's charging, you do a little bit of weak damage, but it charges very quickly. And then her right click is basically an orb that she charges up and shoots. It's very slow moving, but if you get hit by it, and because it is an energy projectile, it goes through shields, if you get hit by it, you are almost one shot. It's ridiculous. So, Symmetra is basically a bit of an offensive support with a lot of defensive skills with her teleporter and her turrets. Like I said, she's not a main support. You don't want her to be the only healer on your team. But she does provide amazing benefits. The teleporter is huge. That can swing a battle entirely. During the first initial closed beta part of Overwatch, Symmetra had the highest win rate out of any other character in the game. It's pretty ridiculous. But anyways, I want to go ahead and show something to you guys in here. So her melee is, little kind of like a palm strike, and her right click shoots out like that. If you just click it really quickly, it travels a very far distance and does a very small amount of damage. But if you charge it up, you can see right there, you can overcharge it because it goes past the little circle in the middle. You just charge it up and do a ridiculous amount of damage. Look at that. It still has a very short very short move, I guess, if you want to go ahead and call it. It'll go the distance, but it'll go very, very slowly there. And then I want to show you her primary shot. This is not reaching the target. 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 Holy shit, look how close you have to be to reach a target. But when you do, you are destroying them. Now this thing charges. You can actually see on her gun, there's that center three sort of semicircle thing. And then the 3 prongs, there's 2 more off to the side. That's basically showing you how much it's charging. When it's fully charged, she's doing monstrous amounts of damage. And she just eats people alive. So essentially, as you're playing here, if you see the enemy off in the distance, you could try to pick them off with this. Inevitably, someone's going to run into it. It happens. People make mistakes. People not be paying attention. But if you hit them with 2 of those, they're just going to die. Boom, dead. And when you're up close to people, you just kind of want to move around. You want to try to get this on them. Palm strike them, dead. Palm strike. Boom, done. Basically, what that means is you can be very annoying, especially because you don't actually have to aim it for characters like Tracer or Genji, where as long as you're around them, you're able to do a lot of damage to them. Thing is, if it's not fully charged, Tracer might be able to kill you, and Genji too might be able to kill you before you get the whole charge off. But essentially, that's the way it works. Now, as for a secondary ability, oh, okay, well they're dead. You can put a little extra shield on them. This shield will regenerate health. I'm going to go ahead and do it to these guys over here when they come back up. Boom. Essentially, your job is to shield the entire friendly team. That is what you're there for. You have to keep shields up on them when they res. Obviously, if they're not having the time to properly regenerate that shield, you can't cast it again or anything. But you can put shields on your entire friendly team and just give them a little buff. And when they die, you do have to place it again, but that's an important part of playing Symmetra, knowing to re-shield people that are coming back into the fight. You see here, I can shield them, but I can't actually heal them. That's something important to know. Symmetra is not a main healer. Please don't play her as such. She goes wonderful with a Mercy or a Lucio. Lucio goes well in any comp, so you can't even really say him, but she goes well with another healer. And then, of course, there's her nest. So, what you can do here is you press shift, you deploy a turret. Now, you initially start with 3, but you can kind of get them in a bit of a charge system, and they're going to be coming back. You can have up to 6 at once. You actually see a little indicator that's right to the right of her health bar, and it basically shows you how many turns you have up and how many you can put up maximum. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this. Already you can see that with 4 turrets all shooting at one per target, they don't individually do a lot of damage, but these 5 turrets now are just basically destroying these things before they even get set up. Look, dead. Dead. And it's going to be even more deadly when you get to this. So you have your 6 turrets, someone walks into this room, oh, they're dead. Oh, they're dead. That's the danger of Symmetra's nest. The enemy team, whenever they inevitably find your turrets, they're going to have a hell of a time getting through whatever area you put them in. They die very quickly, though. They can be just destroyed. And it's important to know to always replace your turrets, especially if your nest has been compromised. But you can already see, you can see your turrets through the terrain, just like you can your friend in the team. And when they have a little exclamation mark, it means there's an enemy nearby. They're shooting that enemy. They're attacking that enemy. Very important to know. So I can actually place another one, but it's going to take away one of those over there. As you see here, boom, the first one I placed is gone, and now it's over here. That's kind of the thing to keep in mind. And the turrets will be destroyed unless the enemy team is just playing poorly. They will go down at some point, and then you're going to have to replace them. But like I said, all of them together do a lot of damage. And if you even combine that with your laser turret, it's just unfair at a point. Now, of course, these are things that are not moving. This isn't exactly a little room or whatever. But that's the idea. You want to put this in choke points. You want to put it around your teleporter even. So let me go ahead and summon that there. Boom. There you go. There's a teleporter. And you can actually see next to your ultimate, it's 6 charges. Let me correct myself. So you can have 6 people teleport back, which is your entire team. And, I mean, yeah, that's basically the abilities that Symmetra has available to her. And the way you want to play her is she is meant to make things easier on your team. You can hold down a choke point with the turrets until they get destroyed. You have a teleporter that's coming back. You can buff up people's health a little bit. Her big old charged guns can be very disruptive to the enemy team because inevitably, as you're shooting these off, someone's going to walk right into it. And you're going to get some just free, easy damage like that. Boom. Just destroy people. So yeah, as far as one-on-one goes, if you're, let me go ahead and kill myself just because I do want to show the teleporter. As far as one-on-one goes, Symmetra probably can't 1v1 people super easily. Her primary fire does do a lot of damage, but it's not really the point of her as a character. You just want to be, oh, I can't, okay, so the practice range doesn't have a little teleporter, but essentially what will happen is you'll come back up at the spawn point, there'll be a teleporter somewhere easily accessible, you'll go through it and you'll appear over there. It's kind of weird they don't have that in there, but that's probably just, this is unfinished, this is a work of art, work in progress, so of course it makes sense that things are not always done. But that's the way you want to kind of go ahead and play Symmetra. You are supporting your team, and when you get a chance, you obviously want to try to get some kills down. But your point is to stand in the background, shoot some energy balls, just kind of hold down positions, be an absolute pain in the ass to the enemy team. And if you're going up against the Symmetra, if once you find her nest, do your best to destroy the turrets, do your best to stay away from the area. If you can figure out where the teleport, if you kill someone and they instantly come back, obviously they have a teleporter because they have a Symmetra on their team. It's up. Try to find it, destroy it real quick, and you deprive the team. Notice that my ultimate is not charging. My ultimate will not charge until the teleporter has been used up or destroyed. So even though it charges quickly, that's still an area of time where I have no ultimate down, no teleporter. You wipe the team, they have to run back. You might capture that point. You might push that payload to that next checkpoint. And that's the things you want to go ahead and pay attention for. Like I said, Symmetra, she's not my favorite person to play. I don't like the fact that as a support, some people might see that she's a support and then think, oh, okay, we're fine. We don't need another support. But that's really not the way she's meant to be played. She is a secondary support. And I guess support is the best word for her. Whereas Mercy is a healer. Lucio is a healer and has a little bit of support on his side. I feel Symmetra's just support. She can provide buffs and things like that, but she is no healer in my personal opinion. But anyways, that has been my quick guide here in the Overwatch beta to Symmetra. If you guys liked the video, please like it and subscribe if you want to see more content. It really helps me out more than you might think. If I get a couple more subscribers, I can actually start to change my URL and have this channel be a lot more personal. I think it's about 100 subscribers that I need, and at that point, then I'll actually be able to do a lot more personal things here with this channel, and I do intend on growing this channel into WoW content as well as Overwatch content. But anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and this has been Tal.